Welcome to the Aqib and Rahul Show, guys. So this is our brand new show that I wanted to tell everyone about. Rahul Bhai is of course here, and so it's gonna be a feisty show. That is what I can say because me and Rahul Bhai are like poles apart,
It's going
almost
to be a
regarding
debate
everything.
show.
It's
Akib is
gonna
going to
be.
give his opinion. I'm going to give my opinion. We're going to see.
Mm,
মাঝে মাঝে এক হবে, মাঝে মাঝে we'll be on the opposite ends. It'll be good. It'll be fun.
absolutely. It's
Absolutely.
gonna be saucy.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. What's our first question? Our first question is: do the refs have an agenda against Chelsea and one for Man United? Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, it's going to be awful to say the refs have an agenda against Chelsea because we're getting a lot of favorable decisions, but I'm able. Last season, if you asked me this question, no question, Man United were getting over the line for top four because of dodgy decisions. 50-50 decisions were going their way. This season, I have to be honest, it's not as if they're getting a lot of decisions. It's evened out. But that being said, this myth that Chelsea are getting good decisions, it happened in one match. That was the last match. In the last 10 minutes, Valbuena got a red card. A soft one, I can see why it's given, but a red card nonetheless. But do the rest have an agenda against Chelsea now? Probably not, but historically, absolutely against Chelsea. Absolutely. And always for Man United and Liverpool. And Liverpool, I don't forget Liverpool. But this season, no. But yes, historically, absolutely against Chelsea. For sure. For sure. The London teams, we don't get anything, man. We got London, especially Chelsea, we don't get anything. Even against damn Arsenal, we always get the bad end of the refereeing decisions. That is what happens. That is always what happens. But this time, under Thomas Tuchel, it doesn't matter. Referees or no referees, we're winning. That's what matters. And that is what that. So historically, for me, absolutely, absolutely, they have an agenda.
Yeah, that you probably right, and I actually agree to the fact that you said Manchester United, and then you mentioned our fierce rival Liverpool, because as far as I know, they have been given the most amount of penalties in the Premier League era, and they've just won it once, and they won it in the 2020 season. So let's not even talk about that year, because you know what happened in that year. Talking about this question as a whole, do the refs have an agenda against Chelsea and one for Manchester United? I don't think that we have been given a lot of dodgy decisions. If you're talking about last season as a whole, I think the only penalty that was given that should not have been given was the Aston Villa one that Bruno probably, I wouldn't say dive, he probably, it was a bit soft. Let's be honest, it was a bit soft. So
Sure.
apart from that, I don't think, even though we did get a lot of penalties, I think we absolutely earned it. It's not as if even if you talk about this season, the penalty that was given against Lindelof in the Crystal Palace game, that is never a penalty in a million years, man. And then they give it. And if you're talking about this season, yeah, you're right about the fact that they have been evened out. But 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 having said that, we were not having a lot of decisions going our way last season anyway. And talking about Chelsea, yesterday's game, one of the decisions that went to Chelsea was the one to Valbuena, and I really don't understand how you say it
Respect.
probably makes
Valbuena,
sense.
respect.
Yeah,
He's a big
because
Chelsea fan. He wants us
that's
to
not
finish
a red
top
card.
four.
That's never a red card because he's done it on his follow through, and he has no malicious intent to actually hit him. So that's never a red card.
No, no,
But
but the
the
rules.
thing that I cannot get is the fact that he even went to the. He even had a look. The
No.
referee had a look. I mean, what the hell is it? What the
In
hell
in
is he
the
doing?
in the modern day,
He's probably blindfolded or what? It's
no,
never
no,
a
no. Let,
penalty.
let me finish.
And the
Okay,
other decision that would have gone Chelsea's, that would have gone West Ham's way, is that I thought Christensen should have been yellow carded in the second half for a foul that they were racing through, and then that should have been a yellow card. That wasn't given.
I
So
don't remember
I'm
the
not
Christensen
I'm not
foul.
saying there is an agenda against Chelsea, probably for Chelsea this season, and
No, no,
definitely
no,
not one for Manchester United. Like never, never,
no.
never, absolutely no way. Do not agree to that. And I agree to the fact that historically Liverpool has got the most amount of penalties, and they have just won it once. Yeah, we all know how Liverpool are as a team. Let's not even go to Liverpool, man.
All right. The second
Going
question:
to a second question, yeah.
would you rather Chelsea win the UEFA Champions League and United won the UEFA Europa League, or Chelsea and United both miss out on European trophies. Absolutely, I want Chelsea to win the Champions League. Man
Very
United
easy
can
peasy
have the
for you.
Europa League. It's a
Yeah.
second-rate competition anyway. I like the Europa League. It's a great tournament for young talents. I agree, but of course, Chelsea need to win the second Champions League so that I can retire in peace. I can be in. I can go. I can go to my
So you can
deathbed
go
one day and
one.
be like,
You can go
"Ooh,
one
I have
closer to Manchester United's three. Is that what you're trying to say? Yes,
no,
probably.
that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure out the third one later, but at least we gotta get to the second one. And I would
Ah,
love to win the Champions League again. That's all. I mean, the FA Cup is a bonus. We're in the final. Oh, my eyes are on the Euro Real Madrid game. That means everything. Everything to every Chelsea fan. We've battled very hard this season. Tuchel has transformed the team. I don't. It doesn't look like we'll concede. We'll concede sort of easy chances like we used to. So it'll be a tight game. Everything is on the game in the Champions League. Yeah, everything is riding on that game. We're in good form. Real Madrid have injuries. I think we can get a good result away from home. I honestly think we can get a good result. But
it's
yeah,
a,
for
it's
this, I
actually
would have Man United in the Europa
it's
League.
actually a
No,
very easy
I would
question for
actually
him
have
because
them win the Europa League over Arsenal.
if I was in his position, I would probably say the same thing because you're winning the biggest tournament that there is. I would have probably wanted Chelsea to win the UL, and as
Yeah.
long as Manchester United wins the Champions League. But here it's very different for me because if you're a United fan, think about it carefully. I want Manchester United to win the UL. Absolutely, you betcha I do. But the thing is, it's not about my hatred for Chelsea because, as people would know, I absolutely despise Chelsea. But the thing is, I want Manchester United to win the UAL, and you know why? Because there are people like Shanur Bhai and everyone else who says you only can't win
Ole,
anything.
Ole, Ole, Ole has not won a trophy.
Ole plays
Man,
autopilot and shit, and then he has an and he also has to make sure he does win a trophy because as some people would actually argue to the fact that he's lost a lot of semifinals. So it's about time that he wins one. However, the thing is, you know what is going to be the problem if Chelsea win the UCL? You know, Roman Abramovich is going to spend 300 million because that is what exactly happens. And then when he spends 300 million, he's going to get all the best talents because they ended up spending 220
I'll,
million last season, and then
I'll,
they were not even they didn't even win the Champions League. And the last time Chelsea won the Champions League, they got hold of Eden Hazard. So that goes to see what winning the Champions League can have can add to a team's strength in terms of getting a player. So I personally want Manchester United to win the UEL, but trust me, if Chelsea you win the UCL, the Premier League is something I don't think United can win in the next 5 seasons because what is going to happen is I know what Chelsea is going to do is just they're going to spend 300 million and then there is not going to be other clubs who will be able to spend that money, so they will get all the talents in for the next decade. So in a way, I would be really happy if United do win the UEL. But if Chelsea wins the UEL, it's gonna be between Chelsea and Man City. I'm not sure about Liverpool even next season. It could be between Man City and Chelsea because with Tuchel, we can all see that they are a better team. They're an improved team because as even Jorginho alluded to the fact that Lampard got the job a bit too early, should have gone to another club and then got his experience and then probably would have come here. You can see the talent in Chelsea and imagine another influx of 300 million, the best players. I mean, you don't know even you can even have someone like Mbappe. I mean, dare I say it, Mbappe, the likes of Haaland, this could be
Haaland for
detrimental to
me,
Manchester United's
if
chances in the Premier League, man.
in the hypothetical scenario that Chelsea do win the UCL, for me, Haaland
Yes.
is almost guaranteed. Like they will definitely.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
that
they
is
will. They
exactly
will
what
try.
I'm saying,
They
man.
will
I wouldn't
definitely
be
try.
I wouldn't be shocked even if you get Mbappe because as we
No.
all know, Chelsea spent
Im-
220 million last season. They would
Yeah.
spend 300 million this season, and I can absolutely assure you, and that is not something I'm looking forward to. So I want United to win the UEL, but not at the expense of Chelsea winning the UCL. It's going to be it's not going to go down well with a lot of other fans because, but trust me, even Rahul Bhai knows what impact a UCL of a win on the face of Chelsea could do to attract players all over the world, man. So I don't
especially
want
during
Chelsea
a
to win.
pandemic when other clubs may not be
Yeah,
willing to spend.
absolutely, absolutely, man. I'm pretty sure most of the fans wouldn't even talk about it. But this thing that, and everyone would have probably gone for United UEL win, but they don't understand the deep roots of what could actually happen if Chelsea do win the UCL. Yes.
Yeah, well, who has a better chance? The third question: who has a better chance of winning the Premier League next season, Chelsea or United? You can go, Akib. I'll answer
Yeah,
this.
unfortunately, Mane, it absolutely hurts me to say it's probably Chelsea, man. Because what's going to happen with Manchester United is that even if we win the UEL, it might not be a good sign, because what happens is whenever we do something well, our owners just back off. They think it's good enough because our owners has this perception of being a top four club, man. What a fucking joke! What an absolute joke! A club that is being built to win titles after titles after titles, and the only team to has won it 20 times Man United. Their owners are happy being fourth in the table. So if we win the UEL, this could be something bad for us in a way, as to that our owners might feel that we do have the depth in our squad to go forward next season and win the league, and it's not going to happen. So I don't see Manchester United, because the most I would probably see them spend this season is probably 50, 70 million, and then I don't know which players they're going to buy. And if you look at the
Sancho.
Manchester United squad as a whole, there are lots of holes that needs to be plugged. For example, if we need a center defensive midfielder, we because most of the people would be like, oh yeah, you have McTominay and Fred. Yeah, Fred is an okay player, but we need an actual CDM. Fred is not a CDM. You know what is the work of a CDM? A CDM is supposed to take the ball from the center back and play quick passes to the forward, and that is something McTominay and Fred is incapable of doing. McFred, they don't have any ability of doing that. They play sideways passes that absolutely does nothing to help build attacks. And every time we're in the counter attack, it probably works. And then they are only good when we are in the counter attack, not when we have the ball, because they don't have the ability to make those penetrative passes. So we need a CDM. We need a right winger. We have needed a right winger since Beckham, or should I say since Ronaldo, because Ronaldo used to be a right winger for us, but we haven't ever replaced Ronaldo. We've never got a right winger, so we need a right winger. And just in case Cavani wants to go back, and as far as I know, he does want to go back to Boca Juniors. I don't know why he wants to go back, because yeah, I know it's because of because of the fact that he wants to stay close to his country, which is Uruguay. He wants to stay in the same continent, basically. So that I've heard that he's not been able to acclimatize with the conditions in England and mostly Manchester. So I don't blame him. So that is another player that we need to have. That's three players. That is and let's not forget a center back. Um, the thing is, I'm not saying Lindelof is a bad player. I'm not saying Maguire is a bad player. It's just that they don't work together. They're like tortoises, man. They are tortoises. I'm a center back. I am personally a center back, and every time I used to play with a center back, I was the one who was the fastest one, and I used to have someone who used to have the other knowledge and used to play it calm. So you need both of them. It's a synergy. If you look at Rio Ferdinand and Vidic, Ferdinand was someone who was really speedy, and then if you look at Vidic, he was someone with strength and heading ability and everything else. So you need the synergy. So it's absolutely, there is no way we can plug these four gaps in our squad next season. So there is absolutely no chance of. I'm saying there is absolutely no chance of United winning the league. Absolutely Chelsea for me. And if you look at Chelsea, they don't have a lot of holes that needs to be plugged. Probably
We do, we do,
a
we do.
striker. Probably I'm not sure they need a striker. Probably a center back. That's
We
it.
need a
I don't see any other changes they need to make. I mean, look at their team. I absolutely applaud Tuchel for the fact that he's made them work in a 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-3. That is what he's made sure that he uses his resources perfectly. That is what I like in a manager, because that is very imperative. of the fact that you use the resources perfectly. It could be that he's understood that Chilwell is basically very good as a left wing back, so he's moved towards three at the back, and he's always done well having three defenders, because what happens is you cannot have someone like Rudiger and Zuma in the back, or Rudiger or Christensen, as we have always seen they are being caught in a lot of games, and even having someone like Thiago Silva, it's always better to have two defenders, because as we know, Premier League is a league with a lot of tempo, speed. So personally speaking, I agree to the fact that Chelsea are definitely, I think they're contenders, man. And if they win the UCL, I think they could win the league next season over Man City. I wouldn't be absolutely certain of Man City winning the league next season.
I Okay, so for me, no, I actually think the other way. I think United have a better chance as things stand. Obviously, if you count the summer, and the summer would mean buying players, fixing your team. If you count the summer, then I will say yes, Chelsea will have a better chance given they buy the right players, and given that United don't buy the right players. But right now, as things stand, I feel like players like Rashford, Martial not this season, maybe Greenwood, Fernandes, Pogba are more acclimatized to the Premier League, and they know what the Premier League is all about. They have a better chance than Chelsea of winning the league. But that being said, I still fancy Manchester City or Liverpool full strength with no injuries. I feel like those two teams are the best teams to win the league. Chelsea for me, Chelsea and United fall in the next bracket still. They have to Chelsea. I don't agree with Aki when he says Chelsea have almost a perfect team. I would say Chelsea have a team with deficiencies, especially we don't have a CDM backup for Kante. We don't have a proper goal scoring striker. We have a lot of inside forwards or wingers who score goals like Havertz, Pulisic, Mount, all these guys, Ziyech. Even Warner is not really an out and out striker. Our out and out strikers are Giroud and Abraham. I think both of them will leave, and I think we will try and get a big name striker for our team next season. Just because we get a big name striker doesn't mean we go on to win the league, especially when we're competing against teams with better team chemistry, better togetherness, everything else, like City, like Liverpool, like United. So I would still not actually not fancy our underachieved in the league. We've really underachieved, and our cup success kind of hides that. I guess you could say. Well, we have really underachieved in the league, but I feel like of the two right now, as things stand, Manchester United have the better chance. But given the summer, I think Chelsea will. I think Chelsea will buy players, and I think United they should be buying players. I don't know if they will, but they should be buying players. So yeah, that's my answer for this question. Definitely, I think right now United are the better team, but better team is in for the Premier League. In Europe, for example, I think Chelsea have a better chance because players like Ziyech and these guys are more used to playing the continental way, even Havertz. But in the Premier League, where the tempo is a bit higher, everything is more fast paced. I feel like Chelsea need to add a striker for sure, a backup CDM for Kante, because last 2 or 3 seasons Kante has been getting injured, and when he's injured, we badly miss him because whether it's Kovacic, Gilmore, Jorginho, or even Mason Mount when he drops a bit deeper and plays in that position, they don't have those qualities. We need that destructive CDM who can play as backup. So for me, yeah, that's my answer. Well, for Chelsea and United, but yeah, like would you be surprised? Like, would you even expect Chelsea or United to win the league next season? I think full strength, Man City and Liverpool are ahead of us.
Yeah, I probably agree to that, but it all depends on the reinforcements that Chelsea
Exactly.
make this season.
It depends on the summer, right? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
if
If you
as
can
things
ask me,
stand,
why Chelsea need a striker. If I was Chelsea, I'd probably sell Tammy Abraham, since he's English.
yeah,
He's probably going to be sold for something around 25, 30 million,
yeah,
and
I
then
agree.
use that for a Haaland or any other striker that you can probably get.
We have to somehow we have to get rid of some of our forwards and buy a proper
Absolutely. Yeah.
striker, and maybe
Yeah,
we have to get rid of we have to buy a defensive mid to back up Kante, because obviously Kante is
absolutely.
getting injured more often now. So those are two
Mhm.
things I would definitely do. But
I
right now,
think Bissouma could be someone that
yeah,
Chelsea
absolutely. He's so
actually has.
underrated. He's one of the
Very
most
underrated.
underrated
I'm
defensive mids
actually,
in.
since everyone knows me, I'm always been someone who actually looks at underrated stars throughout the world of football and then finds them. He's someone that has caught my eye from a long time. Apparently, it's very underrated. I think he would probably suit Chelsea more than a Rice, because if you have a Kante, you'd probably want to have a Bissouma with him
Yeah.
rather than someone like Rice.
And also, Bissouma would be actually be accepting 1 or 2 seasons on the bench because he'll be like, I
Absolutely,
have to replace
absolutely,
Kante.
absolutely.
But
Yes. So
Declan
I
Rice
think
gives
this
him
would be a
English.
great signing for Chelsea, man.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
I
But
hope you don't get
knowing
him.
Marina knows, yeah, she'll go for the hyped players. That's what she does. She always goes for
Yeah,
the
probably gonna
players with
go
the
for
highest
Rice. I
hype.
mean, let's see, man. The Rice one is a bit tough. I don't know. We could
Yeah.
probably
I don't think
get
so.
him.
Like Chelsea don't usually sign players who were at Chelsea before but didn't make it. It's like an ego thing. I think Marina has. They go on to sign players from other clubs or
Yeah, you went. That's not true. You went back and bought Matic, didn't you? You did.
oh, but Matic was not an academy player. I'm talking about academy
Oh yeah,
players.
that's
Uh,
true. So I don't know about Rice. However think Manchester United, I think Rice would be perfect, because
yeah, I think
I
Rice would be perfect for.
I see Declan Rice being the next Manchester United captain, and I'm not someone who's
Yeah,
saying something that is far
yeah,
fetched, because if you talk about a position that Manchester United has not had for a long time, since Carrick left us, and
yeah.
that would be the CDM position. And if I was Rice, I would probably join Manchester United. It's not because I'm a Manchester United fan. It would be better for his career. He could be the central figure. He would be someone who's going to play week in, week out, every game. I think it would absolutely suit him like a glove. He
I
should
think I
join
think he
Manchester
fits.
United.
I think he
And
fits Man
Bissouma to
United.
Chelsea, man. I'm not saying I like Rice over Bissouma. I just think Rice suits Manchester United
And that's what
perfectly,
I
because
think
he's
so too. I
someone
think so too. Like
who can set the tone for the entire game. That is something I really like, and that is something we just do not have. So
yeah, I agree. I
and of
agree
course the captaincy
where
after four
Rice.
to five seasons
I
would be
think where
perfect.
Rice suits where Rice suits Man United is Man United are more fast, direct counter-attacking
Absolutely,
team,
absolutely,
and
yes.
he can play those longer passes. Where Chelsea are more possession-based,
Yes.
short pass team that a
Position
lot
based,
of
yeah, yeah.
ball in the field. I feel like Bissouma,
Yeah,
Brighton
so
play like
I
that.
think
Brighton play like
I
that.
also thought, Jay, if Donny Van de Beek moved to Chelsea, you
Yeah,
would have
he
been
would be a
utilized
great
a
player.
lot more, because it just
Yeah,
doesn't suit Manchester United, because
yeah,
he plays this total football, so
yeah.
more position based football. So it would have suited Chelsea more than suits Manchester United. So that's why I'm someone who absolutely, I didn't really want him, because I knew we're the player that he is doesn't suit the way we play. So
Yeah.
the thing is,
You
let's
were
see.
always
I
for
mean,
Grealish,
let's see
and
what
I'll give you
happens
that. You
next
always
season.
wanted Jack Grealish. I think Grealish would have been perfect for Manchester United. When I
Oh,
look
man,
back,
absolutely, man. Bang on, man. Bang on, perfect. I'm a huge Grealish fan, man. It would have been absolutely perfect for Manchester
I mean,
United.
he's
But
perfect. Like Man
I
United have
think,
every
but you know what? I think the ship of Grealish and Sancho has both sailed for Manchester United, because
problem.
if it had to
Problem.
happen, it had to happen last season. I don't see that
They also
happening
got
ever again.
Diallo, who looks like a very promising player, and I think their
Yeah, but
priority now
yeah,
are center back CDM.
you know what is the problem of Diallo? I really like him, but the thing is, he doesn't track back. And if you're supposed to
Yeah.
be in Ole's
Well, he's a
way,
kid. I mean, that's
Ole's
an
way,
aspect of his game he has to learn. He's so
yeah,
young.
that is something he has to improve. But he's actually really talented. He's a talented
Yeah,
bloke, man. Absolutely
yeah,
very talented. So I
yeah.
would actually, the thing that I would have actually wanted to see this season would have been probably to see more of him this season, because now United are in a dilemma, or as in whether they have to move for a right winger or not. If they would have played him more, United would have been absolutely certain on the fact that whether he's going to make it or not. And Ole, as much as I love him, probably should have given him more chances.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up. Let me ask you one
Yeah,
question. What would
absolutely.
be, and I will answer the question myself from Chelsea perspective. What would be a good ending to the season for you from now
For me,
onwards? Realistically, what do you think? Not realistically. What's an ideal situation like
to Manchester United or for
for
Chelsea?
Manchester United? For Manchester
Yeah,
United, I'm gonna
yeah,
talk about.
yeah, and absolutely, absolutely. I'd probably say second in the league and probably winning the UL. I don't know, but by the looks of today, I thought Ole gave um, more impetus on the game against Roma because he thinks that second is almost a done deal because it would be even if we get third and not second. I think Ole is going for the trophy, man. I think Ole is going for the trophy, and I don't think United cannot win it. I mean, against Roma, we're definitely the favorites. I would actually want Arsenal because let's be realistic. Villarreal weren't that bad today against Barca, so I think they have a bigger chance of beating United than Arsenal, even though uh, doesn't have the best of records against Arteta. So I would say second in the league and UAL, and I see that as a realistic objective for Manchester United. Not it's not something that I'm thinking out of the blue. So that will be for me.
For
What
me,
would be
winning
for
the
you, man?
yeah, for me, straight up, winning the Champions League. FA Cup is a bonus. Win the damn Champions League. Win the Champions League. And for me, that's like if Tuchel wins the Champions League, oh my god, I can't. I mean, I could not have imagined at the beginning of the season that we would get this far. But it's been a
You
strange
probably not
season.
see me in hard pixel TV for some days if Chelsea wins the.
Oh my god, I can't imagine. For me to win the Champions League and we have 90 minutes and the FA Cup final, anything can happen. Leicester are a very good team. So let's first get to the final. Champions League. Real Madrid are a fantastic team. They come alive in the Champions League. So for me, it's the biggest test this Wednesday or is it Tuesday? The
Absolutely,
biggest test coming
absolutely,
for Tuchel and Chelsea. Can they
absolutely.
withstand Real Madrid, Modric, Benzema, these
Yeah,
guys, Bruce?
it's
It'll
gonna be
be a
tough,
huge
man.
test.
It's gonna be tough.
It'll
It's
be
gonna be
tough, but
really
I'm
tough.
looking forward to it, man.
I hope
Like,
we fail,
of course, but I'm looking
of course.
forward to the challenge. Like, I think I have a good feeling
Absolutely.
we can get a result. I really do. I honestly feel like we can get a result away from home, and then at
Yeah,
Stamford Bridge finish the job off. So yeah, that
yeah. Mhm.
for me,
I,
win
I
the
agree
Champions
with the
League.
fact
That
that
that, that for me
you
is
can. I think the lightning pace of Chelsea attackers could be something that could cause
Madrid problem.
detrimental to Madrid's game plan. And the other thing is that Vinicius was so poor, man. He's back. He's back being shit again. So
But
if he
Vinicius is
continues
good in
that,
one game, and then like he's
yeah,
saving his good game for the Champions League.
you know what? You know what? You know what? What I would personally want to see, I would want to see Eden Hazard winning
Oh
it
no,
for Real
please do!
Madrid
Oh
again.
my God, my
It
heart
would be
can't take
brilliant.
it.
That would be
This is it's
absolutely
written,
brilliant. I absolutely love it because you know why? Because I know a lot of Chelsea fans who loves Eden Hazard, so that would be
I
brilliant,
love
man.
Hazard.
Because the
He's
thing
my
is,
favorite
I
player.
absolutely agree to the fact that he's brilliant. He just needs to get Chelsea out of the Champions League.
I mean, we're just lucky that he's injured, and he is going to be in the bench, so he may not start, but he'll be on the bench against Chelsea. It'll be
He
interesting.
didn't start, but he was still really good. He had a very
Yeah, yeah,
significant 13 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, he
brilliant.
was
I
better
saw
than
the game.
yeah, he was better than
Fantastic
Rodrigo,
13 minutes, man.
Asensio, and Vinicius in the 20 minutes he was on. So I think, of
Yeah,
course, Hazard at his
he's a
best
much
is
better player, man. Like when compared to Vinicius and he's twice the player than both of them actually combined.
yeah, yeah, of
I
course, at his
actually,
best,
I
no
actually
question.
really like it.
But for me,
Maybe
Eden, stay on the bench
maybe right
for 2 more weeks.
and get Chelsea out,
No, 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 no.
out
In into the final,
out
Istanbul. I'm
of
dreaming
the
of
UEL,
Istanbul.
out of
I'm
the
dreaming
UCL.
of Istanbul. No, 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 not out of UCL. Not yet, not yet. I keep dreaming. Istanbul, here we come. All right, guys, that was the
Yeah,
show
I
for
hate
us.
Istanbul, man. I absolutely hate that ground.
It could be the place where
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a child when I saw that game, and I still hated it, man. I
It
absolutely hated it.
was one of
I
my
was so
first
happy.
games.
I remember that night very well. And even though I had watched, because that was probably the fifth year of me watching football, I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't bloody believe it. So anything is possible in Istanbul.
Yeah.
I just hope that I don't see either Man City or Chelsea in the final, man. None of them.
Well, I think that is a big possibility. It could be an all English. Both
Say no
both tournaments
to
could have an
PL
all English.
football. Say no to PL teams getting into the UCL. I mean, if it's Manchester United, that's fine. They
It
want
could
their
be an
club.
all English UCL and Europa League final. It'll be interesting for sure. For me, Chelsea winning the Champions League, that's all I want. That for me is a successful season, great season. FA Cup would be great,
Absolutely.
but we've won a lot of FA Cups in the past 10 years.
Agree.
So
Agree. Yeah.
yeah,
Basically, FA Cup are basically for the FA Cups. You know why FA Cup was made. FA Cups
it's the
were
oldest trophy.
basically
I mean, it
made.
is a very
No,
prestigious
no, no.
trophy.
FA Cups were basically made for Arsenal fans to have an excuse of having a poor PL run. Nothing else. It's just an excuse, man. That's the only excuse they come up with every time. Oh, it doesn't matter. We want a league. Oh, we want a trophy. It doesn't matter whether we are 10. It doesn't matter whether we are 15. Might as well not be in the PL from next season then.
Yeah. All
Anyways,
right, man.
I think that's a wrap for the day. It was an amazing
Yeah,
show, man.
for sure, for sure. I think yeah.
Let's call it a day.
Let's call it a day. Good luck to Man U for the rest of the season. Not good luck to Chelsea for sure. Well, let's go to Istanbul. Come on,
I,
let's
I wish I could say
do
the
it.
same thing, but I really wouldn't.
Istanbul, here we come.
Oops. Not gonna happen, man. Not gonna happen.